Hey, this is the Oakleaf. I'm Michael Combs, Editor-in-Chief at the Oakleaf. I'm here with Dan Lionett, the new president of the Students and Recovery Club here at SRJC. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing well.
Nice.
Getting pretty excited about some of the projects I got coming up and promoting students for recovery and bringing some awareness to the opioid epidemic and try to really connect people to the resources that are available here on campus as well as in the community, because there's a situation going on where just about all party drugs, illicit drugs, are being laced with fentanyl, and it has the potential to be lethal, and that lethality can be righted with Narcan or naloxone, which I'm trying to. I want that to be on people's person in dormitories, especially with the new Santa Rosa JC housing coming online. It's going to be really important for people to know what opioid overdose looks like, and that you have the potential to save a life if you know how to administer it.
Nice. I heard you're planning an event about educating students on that. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you have planned?
Yeah, so in late April 25th, I'm going to be doing a presentation here on campus for the students of the SRJC, faculty, employees, whoever's interested. I'm going to have an outside nonprofit come on site. A friend of mine from West County Community Services is going to come down and have a Narcan training. And then I am going to, I'm going to start off with a little bit of substance use awareness stuff and education, just to let people know what's going on out there and, the epidemic levels of the drug use that's happening, all exacerbated by COVID, of course. But then going to have a Narcan training. I'm going to have somebody from Student Health Services talk about those resources that are available here on campus. Narcan is available through Student Health Services. Nobody knows that. So it's about awareness. And then I'm going to have a member of the Student Psychological Services, to kind of make the connection between mental health and substance misuse, because it's pretty apparent that those two things are kind of interlocked a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not that everybody with mental illness is using substances, but a lot of times the two things are kind of co-occurring. And so I want to bring awareness to that. We're going to offer some free pizza for students and have some prizes and try to make it fun, and also just bring some awareness to the whole, the idea that students have the potential to help other students when and if there should be an emergency, you can take control and help save a life.
Nice. Now, Narcan's, it's fully safe, pretty safe, no chance of ODing or having adverse effects pretty much, right?
Yeah. The interesting thing about Narcan or naloxone is that it works specifically on the opiate receptors. So if, let's say, for example, somebody collapsed from cardiac arrest and you didn't know it was cardiac arrest and you thought it was an opioid overdose, if you hit them with the Narcan or the naloxone, it's not going to do anything. Something that I want to make very clear is that just because you're administering Narcan doesn't mean you're a medical professional. And it's always important, whenever there's a medical emergency, to contact 911 right away. Get some help coming. Administer the Narcan, and hopefully you've got a fully revived person by the time services get here.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Now back to a little bit of the Students in Recovery. What are your goals, and hopefully you're hoping to achieve as the new president?
Well, one of the things is that there's a big stigma about addiction, about recovery. It's the conversation has been behind closed doors a lot. I'm looking to make it more inclusive. I want to talk with people that are being affected by drug use. Maybe a family member is going through addiction or recovery. Recovery and addiction are both difficult states. So I want people to come and be able to open up to some uncomfortable conversations, and feel free to let those out, because that's the worst thing, for an addict, a person in recovery, is to have difficult stuff going on the inside and not be able to express that. So I'm really hoping to make it inclusive, get some interest, help people understand that there are resources available. Student psychological services, you can go and talk to a therapist if you're feeling uncomfortable. But we really want to just open the conversation up and try to remove the stigma a little bit, If we can lessen the stigma a little bit and allow a few students to feel comfortable expressing themselves about addiction, about recovery, then I feel like we've reached a goal. What I'm doing is not a 12-step program. It's an all recovery kind of concept and format, which basically means, it's inclusive. There's probably going to be a little less anonymity and a little bit more open conversation. And basically, any student is welcome to come and listen, just to get a better perception of what the issues are.
Cool. To my understanding, an all recovery meeting versus something like a 12-step is it includes anyone who may not suffer from a substance abuse disorder, but is affected by it in some way, like maybe through a family member or something like that.
Absolutely. There's this thing, kind of the concept of this circle of engulfment around addiction. So a typical phrase for an addict or somebody struggling with substance use would be, I'm not hurting anybody but myself. And what we've come to find out is that's just not true. If people love you and you're going through it, then so are they. So we want to open it up to everyone. And we just want to make those people feel comfortable that are dealing with active addiction. We want to accept people who are on medically assisted treatment. Some people may have to be on medically assisted treatment for much of their life or all of their life. But we want to help them to feel open about talking about that and just offer some comfort around those difficult conversations. So basically, try to get some comfortability talking about uncomfortable situations around addiction and recovery.
Cool. Another thing I heard you guys bring up in your first meeting was about controlled use. Can you go in a little depth about that?
Well, personally, that's not an option for this guy. I'm not a controlled use person. But I think what's important is for people to understand that being honest with themselves is where they're going to find the answer. Can I be someone that just has a couple drinks? Can I be someone who does cocaine at a party once in a while? Maybe you are. And you know what? That's okay. You're welcome. Let's talk about it. We really want to meet people where they are. And that way, if somebody's hurting on the inside a little bit, come talk to us. If you're hurting on the inside a lot, come talk to us. If you think you got it all covered and your drug use isn't a problem, come talk to us. It's about inclusivity. Some of the issues around 12-step programs are that some people don't feel comfortable there. For example, Narcotics Anonymous and somebody on medically assisted treatment. There's some stigma there, people don't feel comfortable expressing themselves, and we really want to try to allow for people to be comfortable with that kind of a situation.
Cool. Sounds good. Anything else, you want students to know that may be thinking about, coming to a club meeting?
Yeah, well, we're meeting Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock at the Student Activity Center in Bertolini Hall. You're welcome to just come listen. There's a lot of people studying human services. We want those people to come join. There are students here that have friends that they're worried about. We want you to come and talk about it. You might feel like you're in trouble. We want you to come and talk about it. We want you to feel a part of.
Cool. Is there any way they have any contact information? They can maybe get in talk to you before they might show up to a meeting?
Sure. I am making available through my flyers right now my personal email. I'll give it out right now. It is Lionett, Lionett, D as in Daniel, at gmail.com. In the near future, I'll be putting together a QR code that is connected to Instagram, Facebook, and I'll also be creating an email specific to Students for Recovery. And yeah, I look forward to, also I'm going to be doing the welcome event for spring, which is kind of a day where some organizations from off campus will be here, student clubs will be out, Students for Recovery will be out, you know, talking about what we're doing, trying to spread awareness, and trying to offer some comfort. There's a lot of pressure here on the college campus.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Thank you very much for meeting with me today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike.
Nice to meet you.